This is a tale as old as time. I remember in the early 2000s when this was still a thing, like you would win a tournament and you'd never get paid out. You would like be working for an organization and just never get paid. You'd edit videos for somebody and never get paid. Seems like that's still a trend because someone just came out accusing Cenat of not paying them despite doing work that Cenat asked for. Now, I will say right off the bat, the accusations seem kind of suspect, but I think I figured out like what went wrong and like what happened. So this guy came out saying that he was offered $150 for each idea for Cenat's streamathon, and he gave him over 100 ideas. Now, first off, $150 for an idea is an absurd amount of money, which also is like raising just alarms in my head. Like that makes no sense at all. And then I saw the list of ideas he gave, and it's really small, so you might not be able to see it, but he was like doing stuff like karaoke night, go to the circus, turn Cenat into a rock star, or like do a Discord interview with a 60-day fiance guest. And then he's like, oh, you could play games, and here's a list of games you could play: Uncharted, Fallout 4, Watch Dogs, Resident Evil. So like absolutely zero effort bullet points. Like none of this stuff is worth $150 at all. But if that's what Cenat offered, just because he got shitty work doesn't mean he doesn't have to pay the guy. Now, there was also some back and forth on whether or not Kai used any of these ideas, but he did go through and like highlight some of the ideas that he thinks Kai used. But it gets interesting because it's not just about Kai. It comes to this guy called Dremo. So it doesn't seem like Cenat reached out to LC himself. It looks like Dremo did as a third party, or like as a middleman. And he's claiming that he's going to make $3.6 million this year as a 17-year-old because he's trying to like work for all the big streamers and pretty much get anything they need done. And this is like clearly just like him and LC going back and forth. So Dremo is clearly asking LC for more ideas just in case Cenat doesn't like the ideas already given. And that if he does well this time, that you can maybe see like a weekly pay in the future and just work for Kai on a full-time basis pretty much. Then some time passes and essentially LC is just saying like, look, I still haven't got paid and it's been months. Like, what is going on? And then Dremo blames Cenat, saying like, yo, that guy is not even paying me, so you're not going to get paid either. So that seems like an open and shut case. Like multiple people are coming out saying like, yeah, Kai said he wanted this thing, you did this thing, and he didn't get paid. Now, whether or not the ideas were good doesn't matter because he said he would just pay for the ideas, which is why you have to be a little more specific when you say you're going to pay someone to do something. Just because someone does a bad job at the thing doesn't mean you don't have to pay them. Now, luckily for us, Cenat actually came out and addressed this, and he had this to say about it.
Know this whole situation on Dremo's side and your side, and if that's true and like y'all put so much work into it, we could talk and I'll make sure y'all good on some shit. I gotta see how much people it is, but I do remember him saying he's gonna put together a team, but I haven't used the ideas. So chat, I gotta get down to the bottom of it and I gotta see, did I scam them niggas? No.
Yeah, so essentially he's saying like, I hired this guy and he said he's putting together a team. That's about all he heard about it. He didn't use any of his ideas though, but like if I did, like I'll look into it and I'll see what it's like. I'll make things right. I didn't intentionally scam anybody, even though it may look like it did. And he's like, yeah, I'll see how much work you put in and then we'll work something out, right? And like me personally, I saw that the work they put in, I saw the list of their ideas. I'm like, they don't deserve a whole lot of money for that. But I think I know what happened. So it seems like Dremo is just a middleman because this isn't the first time someone has accused of Dremo being super scummy.
Oh, he said $400. I said, what? But Dremo said it was $1,500. So is he trying to pocket $1,100? Kind of confused. So hold on. So then I found out that you are just a middleman. You're smart. You're a middleman. You're not the guy who actually gets the bitches. You're the guy who you know sits in the middle like and resells the dishwashers. I respect your hustle, I do, but you cannot scam a scammer. But go ahead.
It seems like Dremo goes up to creators, and now that he has a name for himself, he's worked for a couple big names. It's easier for him to get more work. So all he does is go up to big creators and says, "Hey, if you need work for you, like if you need work done, I'll do it for you." And then the creator says, "Okay, do this work for me for X amount of money." And Dremo's like, "Okay, great." And then Dremo goes to someone else and says, "Hey, I need this work done for Kai or Aiden Ross or whoever, and I'll give you Y amount of money." and it'll just be lower. So it'd be like if I hired you to clean my house and says, hey, I'll give you $100 to clean my house. And then you go to your friend and is like, hey, you can clean this guy's house and I'll give you $50. So you, or Dremo in this case, does absolutely no work and gets to pocket all the extra. And if we believe what Dremo says himself, he's pocketing a lot of extra money because he's making $3.6 million this year, which is an absurd amount of money to scam as a middleman. Now, luckily, this story does have a happy ending, it seems like, because it says LC comes out and says that Kai has reached out to me, or like his team has reached out, and they're going to resolve this situation. And he wishes that it didn't like come to this, that he didn't have to go to social media for this to resolve. But hey, at the end of the day, at least it's resolved. Now, it is a happy ending for everybody. I don't know if it's going to be a happy ending for Dremo, though, because hopefully now more of the bigger content creators can see what he's doing, and he's literally just siphoning money out of big content creators for no reason, and people stop working with him because he seems kind of shady. And it seems like if anybody in this scenario scammed by anybody, it seems like Dremo was scamming LC and was just going to steal the ideas and hand them off to Kai to make even more money. Is that just splitting the money? And like, obviously, I don't know for that for sure, but that seems like it makes the most sense to me.